Okay, I've pulled up to Soundcheck Music School for my drum lesson.
Don't mind me, I'm just sitting here all by myself. Don't mind me, I'm just sitting here.
And I am so nervous because I haven't had a lesson in like 3 weeks, maybe 4, because I was in Liverpool. And then when I got back, I was sick. So this is my first lesson in a while. And I also didn't get a lot of practice in while I was away because I just was too busy and there just wasn't, an opportunity really to practice. And I completely forgot my sticks and my pad, which I had intended to bring with me, and that's a whole thing. But, I did what I could. While I was in Liverpool, I had this amazing opportunity to play drums live at the Cavern Club. And I was so fortunate to be able to get a song that I knew I could do. But it was a really cool experience, and it really boosted me at the time. But now I feel like, oh no, what am I even doing? It'll be fine. Dan's really cool. He'll understand. I'm sure he'll warm me back up, and I'm sure it'll be okay, but I'm nervous. You can check out my vlog actually about my trip to Liverpool, and it has the clip of me playing the song. I'm a little bit early, so maybe I can go in and maybe warm up a little bit before we get started because I'm so nervous. I don't like this feeling of not being prepared. I'm definitely the kind of person who likes to be prepared. But it'll be a good time. I'm excited. I miss Dan. I miss Electra. It's going to be good to see them again. All right, here we go. I'm sure it'll be okay. Here we go. I'm just waiting for Dan to finish up with his last lesson. And I'm ready to go. I was going to do a little practice on the pad, but I think he has it in the lesson with him. So I just have to fess up. In the end, when it comes to when you don't practice, that's completely on you, And while the teachers should encourage it, it's really up to you. The punishment comes from me. The fact that it'll take me longer to get in those hours because I missed the opportunity before. But it's fine. I don't know what we're going to be doing today. I don't even remember. What are drumsticks? These are drumsticks. I Fondo purchased drum dampeners today, and he brought them in to show me, and I'm like, why do you have those? And he's using them for something completely unrelated to drumming. I don't need it because I have an electronic drum kit. I just turn the volume down, but it's really funny. I found the pad. I'm going to sit here and practice for my remaining 5 minutes. Yes. Dan is officially late. Because that totally makes up for me not practicing.
Okay, cool. So since we're just gonna be on pad stuff here first. So we flam, both stop down, up left, tap right, flam, bolting down, up right, tap left. We'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get there later.
Triplet counting is just 1 ta ta, 2 ta ta. That's how I count triplets. I was taught to count them as 1 and 2 and.
Yeah.
Some people call them 1 triplet, 2 triplet. Some say 1 let, 2 let.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel works best for you is fine. 1 ta, 2 ta ta, 1 ta ta, 2 ta ta. Third line.
1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 and.
Cool. Very nicely done. Playing them successively like that, one right after the other, good habit to develop, right?
1 E and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 E and 2 and 3 and.
A little bit faster. A little bit faster. Not bad. If you listen, and I recommend listening closely to the end, you can hear the hands not quite lining up and being evenly spaced. You'll hit that point where the hands start to go.
Yeah.
Right, where it doesn't quite fit in there. When you get there, you don't want to stay there too long, right? Because it's not in the right place, so you're training things somewhat improperly.
Yeah.
But you can't be scared of it either. You have to be there for a little bit, and that's when you might want to go, really try and muscle, and it gets a little ugly. It's not gonna work and feel very good, and that's why you don't want to stay there for too long. But you got to go there because that's where you need to, the mindset of like, oh, this is what it takes to get here. So you got to push yourself into that place, but again, just don't stay there too long.
Okay.
I want to try to figure out how that might work. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with the stroke patterns.
Something like that, maybe. My guess is that it's...
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah, you're good.
It's like downy...
That's right. That's exactly right. I would say, though, that you're going to want to go for a little bit more quality and preciseness with your strokes. So obviously to achieve that, it does mean slow down. Yeah, good.
I'm tapping my foot on weird places, by the way.
You
I don't know.
I know. I'm watching.
Know. because it wants to do the emphasis, so it wants to hit with the left foot.
Exactly. Foot.
E and
Foot.
E and E and
4 E and stop.
Where did this foot go? Where'd this hand go?
Let's get on
That's
the
all
drums. Okay, so two-handed stuff. Never did any advanced drum set studies, Joe, huh?
Advanced sounds a little, I don't know, optimistic. Let me play you what I played for everybody.
What's that? Oh.
Dude, it was so cool. And the bass player and I became good friends after that.
Oh, nice. You can take that and you could even add like a...
I'm going to try that while you're doing that. Let me just fix my audio.
Yeah, right?
It's fun.
Tom for one note, like...
Ah. Oof. Woof.
Yeah, this one changes up a little bit. Changes up just a little bit. How I would suggest counting, right? More staccato.
Yeah.
Don't...
It happens when I slow down, especially where I'm like 1 a.m. Yeah.
So 1, E, and,
Like that, Joe. Just that simple. Gosh, woman.
But yeah, just get your hand. So you'll hit yourself a couple times.
Yeah. I hit the sticks. I hit myself. Like I'm having a really good time.
All right, here, ready?
Sure, I'm ready. I can make a disaster happen in 2 seconds. Oh my goodness, everybody. Oh my goodness. That was a rough lesson, but only rough because Dan is challenging me. Fortunately, as you saw, I got a few minutes before Dan came in to warm up a little, so I wasn't feeling as anxious about not practicing as much, and he was so cool about it. I think he understands that when I don't practice, it's not like a choice. It's the fact that I just couldn't. This camera's getting tired. I'm tired of holding the camera. I really like how Dan teaches. I like how he breaks down everything. I like his pace. I love his attention to the details. He sees and hears everything you're doing, with the exception of sometimes when you're counting and he thinks you're not counting, but you were counting. I really like how he gives you an opportunity to fix it yourself first, or gives you an opportunity to figure something out by yourself first, and then comes in and tries to show you. And maybe he only uses these techniques on me, but if he does, that means he is an amazing teacher because he can tell this is how I'm going to learn. He has an answer to just about every question I have, and if he doesn't, he's willing to work something out with me. Something that Dan said to me that I'm really glad to hear is that it sounds more musical. Like, it's musical by nature, right? I'm playing the drums, it's a rhythm, it's a pattern, it's gonna sound like music. But when you say that it sounds more musical, that it sounds like music, what he's really saying is you don't sound like you're trying so hard to play drums. You sound like you play drums. It was really, really cool to share with him playing at the Cavern and how that experience was for me. That experience at the Cavern Club was more to me than just being able to play drums live. It was a big deal for me as a person and a big breakthrough for me as a musician, because in any other circumstance before, I would have never said, I'm going to do it, I'm going to play. I would have never jumped up on stage. Well, everyone, it's been a pleasure as always. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I am having a great time. If you liked this vlog, please give it a thumbs up. You can check out my other vlogs or my other videos on this channel, everything music. You know, I've got songs, covers. I do this thing called The Flourish where I interview musicians about their instruments. Please subscribe if you want to see when new videos come up. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And I want you guys to look at this sky.
Gotta have our fun, chasing the sun till morning. Gotta have our fun, chasing the sun from morning. We are immortal.
It's a beautiful day. Those clouds are amazing. So after my lesson, it started pouring rain and lightning and thunder, and it was this awesome thunderstorm that just was rolling by. And only a few minutes later, the sky came back out, and it was just this blue with amazing clouds. I love thunderstorms. When I was really young, I lived in Tornado Alley, and so I've been through several tornadoes, several thunderstorms, several very dangerous kind of storms, and they're exciting to me. They don't scare me at all. I just marvel at nature. The fact that it's so powerful and there's nothing you can do about it if it decides to get rowdy. You can go for shelter, sure, but nature can still get through your defenses. I mean, small plants can grow through rocks. So you think you're safe and then the earth quakes. I really, really enjoy, especially thunderstorms. It smells good. It feels good. It's always nice and warm because that's how they get started. And then the sky, when it's over, there's just nothing like it. That's a good way to end a drum lesson, don't you think?
We embrace the disorder.